Well, there we go. Christmas in a song, if ever I heard one. How fabulous to hear that again. Never gets old, does it? Tom Jones and Keris Matthews. Love that. Now, I said I have special guests today, and all being well, they will be on the line very, very shortly, but I just want to introduce you to them. So, basically, what do you get when you basically you're in lockdown and you get a couple of actors with too much time on their hand, too many wigs and too many costumes? Well, they create the isolation creation, and this is Jamie and Alan. And as I said before, from Gogglebox to the Real Housewives, ABBA to the Great Sewing Bee, the two guys and their dog, I have to say as well, they've been spoofing and recreating lots of kind of amazing TV shows, videos, pop videos, and they've just entertained over the past 18 months. And I first found these, I think by accident actually, about 18 months ago. And I just became obsessed, and they have just literally kept me entertained. Honestly, they have. So, all being well, I am going to introduce you to Alan and Jamie. Are you on the line?
Hi. Hi, Spencer.
How are you?
Yeah, we're good, yeah.
Lovely. Thanks for joining me today.
We're welcome to join you. Thank you for having us. What was our first video you saw, Spencer?
I think it was the bread one. And it was just, I looked, and it was, so if anyone, as I said, if anyone out there doesn't know you guys, go and check them out. But I watched it and I thought, what is this? And then it just, and I remember it was, I sat there one evening, and you know when there's nothing on TV and you're on YouTube and you're just looking through stuff.
We've been there.
And it just took over the whole evening. I was like, no, what's this? And what's this? And what's this? And I just kept sharing and looking, and it became, and as I said, before we get into the conversation, it's really important to say to you, thank you, because you have kept us entertained so much throughout lockdown.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, we've kept ourselves entertained, and it was something we started just as a laugh to share with friends and family, but then they started sharing it further afield, and gradually an audience grew, an audience of like-minded people who grew up in the 80s and remember some terrible television.
Yeah, we're talking of which, I saw the Crossroads annual this week, which made me bust. It was just, so tell us a bit about yourself. Alan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Alan. I'm approaching my 50th year, and I'm a northerner who, I studied drama at college, and then went down to London and worked. I worked as an actor, but not making a lot of money, but actors in things like museums and things like that. And I was also at the Millennium Dome.
Okay, yeah.
And I was actually at the Dome when the robbers hit.
Oh, yeah.
For the Diamond, I was working that day, and I was off to get the costume and everything. And then suddenly all these cops said, get on, the place has been robbed. And I thought it was some kind of joke, but no. And I've done all sorts, a bit of stand-up here, a few pantos.
So how did it come about that you decide? I know, obviously, as I said, you had too much time on your hands, and we've all been in lockdown and stuff. But how did you kind of evolve it from just sitting there with the basic idea to actually creating? Because some of the, if I refer to the Vogue video, for example, that is like a really professional production. It's like a properly crafted video. And how did you kind of go from the basic idea to creating all these original concepts?
Well, we started off mainly doing photos. We actually started at the beginning of lockdown last year doing one photo a day. People loved them, and then we thought, shall we try doing a little video? And me and Jamie are a bit obsessed, with like the sort of the retro comedies that end with "you've been watching," and all the sort of celebrities one by one appear and do some kind of shtick. We started doing a few of those. Things like Are You Being Served and The Golden Girls. And then we sort of started thinking, well, we'd try and do like a lip-synced pop video. We'd done a couple of them before the Vogue.
Yeah, I think the first one we did was Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon.
Yes.
I know him so well. And we just worked out, we worked out a system of how we can lip-sync really well. It's a secret I'm not going to divulge, Spencer. But we've got, so we worked out how to do it. We put them out there. We worked out that, as long as we credit the right artist and the money, if there's money being made on YouTube by adverts, it goes to that artist, not to us. But it's fine, we can do it. So then we got a bit more daring, and we got more daring with the way we're shooting things. We did Vogue, we were all 5 Spice Girls.
Yep.
And the 2 of us were all 5 of them on screen at the same time. We worked out how to use a green screen, and we've just got more. There's the evolution of the Isolation Creations. I think you can really see it through our work, because the first thing we ever did was the Tiger King in the back garden, when Tiger King was like the height of, mania, right at the start of lockdown. And that, if you look at it before, Alan's just wearing one of our duvets as Carol Baskin. And we've got Peggy, our dog, has got some tiger ears on, and I've got a bit of a mullet wig on. But that, that's how it started. And as you say, now we're doing these epics.
I know, and it's kind of what do you prefer? Do you prefer the kind of the reenactment of the TV shows or the music videos?
It's a hard question. I guess we're starting to prefer kind of tiptoeing into writing our own stuff.
Yeah.
So taking something that's established but giving it a spin. So, for example, we did a couple of weeks ago. In the news, there was all this excitement about Helena Bonham Carter playing the character of Noel Gordon, the actress, in like a biopic for ITV. So we decided to create an origin story like The Joker, the film that came out a couple of years ago. We created the origin story of Amy Turtle and made it into like this dramatic kind of cinematic trailer. So we're enjoying taking something that's established, that's something people are really nostalgic and fond of, but giving it a bit of a spin.
I love
Another one we...
I love the way that anyone under 50, we're all laughing, anyone under 50 is thinking, who's Amy Turtle? It's just...
With the magic of the internet, they can now Google her.
Exactly.
She's going to get...
And Amy Turtle, once seen, never forgotten. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jamie, go on, carry on.
I was going to say, we another one that's a really fun one that we were both really proud of was, and I think it was I Had a Fever Dream, maybe, but we decided to mash up the Golden Girls and the A-Team. So imagine that the 4 Golden Girls were soldiers of fortune on the run, and that meant we could make some toy guns and live out like our little teenage fantasy in the back garden. Alan made a bazooka that smoked.
I know, and do you know what? And I was thinking about saying this earlier, and this is said with so much respect. It's so absurd, it's brilliant. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Because it's so and it's very British as well. There isn't. I don't think that you would ever get anywhere else in the world somebody being able to do this in this way. It's such a British thing, kind of with the pop culture references to 70s TV. Now, what is sort of... Jamie, tell us a bit about yourself as well, because obviously we heard from Alan. Give us a bit of background on you.
So I'm from Liverpool originally. Got some work in Liverpool, popped up in Brookside, popped up in Hollyoaks.
And Corrie, of course.
And and Corrie, and Emmerdale. So I've been acting since I was... In fact, I've been acting since I was 10. I was in a TV show called Number 73. So I was a bit of a Bonnie Langford child star.
The Sandwich Game, was that?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember that. Yes.
And I've been acting for a long time, but I also now travel around the world teaching people confidence and how to stand up in front of an audience and speak. I've got kind of a serious day job, and then at night I'm a bit like Hong Kong Phooey. I've got this alter ego that puts on long blonde wigs and dresses up as Agnetha from ABBA.
Why not? It passes the time.
And always have had.
Yeah, I'm not going to shave my beard off. We get a lot of hate on YouTube for me having a beard.
Do you know what? I don't understand. I think it was the one when you did Keeping Up Appearances, wasn't it? That created a complete breakdown from somebody who I can't think of her name, the lady who messaged in. I'm not going to give her airtime, but I know she had a meltdown, didn't she? Thinking, and I was like, if you don't get the joke, there's something very sad about you.
Yeah.
How was your reaction been? So obviously you do a lot of filming outside with your neighbours and stuff. How are they with you? How have they embraced it?
They're cool. I think one neighbour sort of knows that we do something like this, because one day he was out with his little dog, and I was dressed as Yoda, and Jamie was dressed as, what's his name?
Luke Skywalker.
And the neighbour just started talking to us.
Yeah.
And I was having quite a serious conversation with him over the back fence, Spencer, and then suddenly I realised I was in a blonde, bowl-headed wig. So I sort of surreptitiously slipped it off, carried on talking, and he didn't say anything. So either he thinks we should be popping up on Kilroy Silk as strange guests who have dirty secrets, or he's a fan who watches what we do.
And who isn't? Who is? How do you cope? Because obviously out there, we all experience a little bit of trolling now and again. How do you cope with that?
Oh, I mean, we're old enough now.
Yeah.
We've got thick skins. I think even before, as it was sort of happening, we sort of knew it would happen. So we were expecting it to happen. And it tends to happen with things that go viral, like the ABBA video and the Hyacinth keeping up appearances. Both of those went into their thousands and thousands of viewers. And I think when it goes to that extreme, then we start getting like, the odd bad comment or the bit of trolling. But we just delete it. We don't react. We don't reply. We delete it so other people don't see it, because some of it can be quite nasty.
It can. It just makes me laugh. You think everything that goes on in the world that you could get in a state about, and the fact that somebody's completely driven to write in a horrible message about a man in a wig. That's all it is. It's the most absurd thing.
About Jamie having a beard.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And all our fans now are beard blind because they don't really see it anymore.
It's very hard not to let it hurt and not to kind of obsess over it. Cause,
yeah,
if we
absolutely.
have a video that has 100 amazing comments and one horrible, it's hard not to just concentrate on the horrible one. But we've got a lot better at it now. And in fact, the woman who kicked off about our Keeping Up Appearances video, we changed her into a character. So now we have a couple of characters that are internet trolls, and they pop up on our videos commenting about them. So we sort of get in there first ourselves. Exactly,
and it's just kind of, you've got to be realistic. You're always going to get these idiots, aren't you? And you just have to kind of just, as you say, just deal with it, don't pay any heed to it and move on. So obviously you talked about kind of fans. You've got some big celebrity fans out there now. I know the cast of Corrie are completely obsessing about you. You've got Sally, you've got Patty, haven't you, and Georgia and stuff like that. What's the feedback been like from these people?
Brilliant, Spencer, and like a cheeky exclusive that I can't go into, but if you tune into ITV1 on, I don't know, you need to say one, do you? ITV on Monday night at 9 o'clock, you might see a couple of familiar faces popping up.
Amazing.
I can't go into it. On Monday night, 9 o'clock, the Coronation Street Big Quiz.
Oh, that's amazing.
You watch that. But then, Coronation Street are fans. Denise Van Outen, we spoofed her and Eddie doing Gogglebox. She loved it.
Yeah. I know.
Matt Lucas, Zoe Ball, Cagney and Lacey.
I know the Cagney and Lacey one was a favourite of mine. And it wasn't actually the two main characters themselves. It was like Harvey, and it was just the supporting cast. Which, as somebody who watched Cagney and Lacey on a Saturday evening with your family, it just brought everything back, and it was just.
Well, we were delighted to know that Cagney and Lacey had a little reunion. The girls, Mary Beth, Tyne Daly and Sharon Glass. And the day that they had a reunion, an evening, they were sort of tweeting about meeting each other again. Suddenly, they both tweeted out our video saying, "Oh my gosh, have you seen this?" So they'd obviously watched it together, had a couple of wines, watched it, and decided how funny it was.
But isn't it amazing that in this, with technology, that somebody, over on the other side of the world has seen that, and but also testament to what you guys say. And as I said, it wasn't kind of, I wasn't fawning at the beginning, but you, for me, when in lockdown things got really tough and obviously stuck indoors, and you were fed up of what you watched on Netflix, and you were fed up of, it's traditional TV. What you've done is you've just every single time have made everyone think, actually, we're not too bad. We're all right. We can have a bit of a laugh, and I think you should really take a bow for that, because it has really seen us through.
Thank you so much.
No, and it has, and it's just been so entertaining. So what's the future holding for you guys?
Who knows? I mean, we're going to keep going. We decided that the Isolation Creations is not just for lockdown, it's for life.
Absolutely.
So we're going to see what happens. We're going to keep doing... We're now doing one video every week. We've got a list of 20 characters we have to dress up as this afternoon.
Today's a filming day for you, isn't it? So thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Then we'll edit that tomorrow and get it out online. And we have a list. We have a list of things we've got to do still. We have to still do, and we keep getting asked about it, Prisoner Cell Block H. So we're going to do Prisoner Cell Block H definitely next year.
We're talking old school, like with B and all those people, and Lizzie. Oh, amazing!
And also, it depends on what the weather's like. If the weather's good, we can go and do some something that requires outdoor shooting, or if not, we just do it inside the house.
We've done a few, and we've ventured out a little bit. We're getting bolder of venturing out the front door. So who knows? We might go and do some on-location shooting around Scarborough High Street.
Oh, God, can you imagine how fantastic...
We did The Apprentice, and we marched up and down our little lane here with our wheelie suitcases. So, yeah, who knows?
I just think if you hark back to Saturday Night TV and things like Summertime Special and all that, your show is a prime candidate for a Saturday Night TV entertainment show.
I mean, that's the dream, and we are getting noticed by TV producers. And like you say, we're kind of good old-fashioned British humour. Watch it with your kids and laugh at one level, and then there's always a little bit of a cheeky wink for the mums and dads. Exactly.
And, well, you rest assured, we will, there's lots of us fighting your case and pushing it out there where we can, so don't worry about that. So before we finish, thank you, as I said, for entertaining us, and keep going. We are loving it, and, we're completely behind you. But we always ask people... guests on the show to pick a Christmas song. So I asked, just to all the listeners, I asked the guys to pick this song, and they've picked a song which they're going to introduce you in a moment. And I'd never heard this before. And I said to Jamie this morning, I had to do a double take when I heard this, because I don't know how this has passed me by, but this has already gone down as a Christmas classic. Do you want to introduce this song for us?
Yes, Spencer and all your listeners, have a lovely Christmas. And here is what I think is most probably the greatest underrated Christmas classic, The Weather Girls with Dear Santa, Bring Me a Man This Christmas.
Thanks, guys. Have a happy Christmas.
Thanks, Spencer. Thanks so much.
Hi, we're your weather girls.